Hey everyone, what's up? I am Alex Xavier, and this right here is
Quincy.
and welcome back to the Nomikai podcast. Yes, today the day is being uploaded is Sunday, simply because this guy has this thing called a job. So
Yeah.
I kind of explained it already in Saturday's video, which I decided to actually flip.
Is that a fucking rabbit?
That is a rabbit. You hungry? Okay,
That's fucked up.
Okay. So anyway, like I said, on Saturday, I uploaded it on Saturday. I mentioned it. I know it makes no sense because it's called Savage Sundays, but it's my channel. I can do what I want. So that's how the world works. All right. And God, I want that rabbit so badly right now. Fuck, I'm distracted now. All right. I don't care about it. I don't care. I gotta stop looking over there because I keep looking over there too. All right.
I know, right?
So,
Don't look right.
yeah, goddamn.
Look left into the
Look
darkness.
looking into those buildings. Anyway, let's get. So today
Not even drunk yet.
We're just
we
stupid.
barely even started.
Yeah,
We're just
we
stupid.
tested it already. We took a shot earlier,
pretty
like
good.
way earlier, and man, this thing right here is strong. What is the drink exactly called again?
This guy is called. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys so you can get a good look. It is Grant's. Grant's Blend Scotch Whiskey, the Family Reserve. This guy is 40% alcohol per volume, by volume, however you want to put that, and then it's 80 proof.
This bitch is strong.
It's delicious.
I took a small, incy shot, and it kicked me in the dick. Like,
It was tasty though.
it was
Tasty
pretty
shot.
good, but like it was so strong, my eyes actually teared up.
If you guys want to know the taste, it's kind of like a caramel, kind of like a caramel oaky finish.
Now you might be thinking, well, if it was so strong, why you just poured a massive cup for yourself? Are you retarded? Don't worry. As usual, we mixed it with something, and that right there is Pepsi. So definitely, we do recommend it because we mixed it and it actually tastes phenomenal. It's good for me. I had to actually use less of that, you know, and more of the soda than him in comparison.
It's
because
yeah.
it's just a little bit too strong for me. So, but it's still delicious. I do still recommend it.
The general tradition is to do Coke in whiskey, but we did Pepsi this time because Pepsi tends to be a little bit sweeter, and so it really helps. It helps cut back the harshness of the whiskey. Plus, I think because of the whiskey having a kind of almost a little sweet flavor itself to it, it just blends really well. So it tastes really good. I'd recommend it.
So definitely recommend it. That's the drink we're drinking here tonight and that we will be going through. Now this time, this episode will be much shorter. We're gonna keep to our, I said this the last time, after we uploaded what was the first stream, or podcast, it was like an hour and 46 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, we'll be shorter next time. And then the next one was even longer, 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Hey,
and we had to cut it into 2 parts because it was so.
What we've come to find out is that tequila makes you very social. Vodka makes you want to talk, but you forget everything that you talk about. And
So we're gonna find out
what
does.
whiskey does.
Yep. So that being said, we're gonna try our best to remain in that hour time span. I did do some. God, now it's behind us. It's so cute. Ah. Oh my God. I'm gonna eat that thing. Oh no. Okay. So.
It's like everywhere.
God, I saw something in the background, like the back of my eye, like the corner of my eye.
There's a giant white rabbit just
It is
hopping
so
around in the
freaking
background.
cute.
Right
Oh
now.
my God.
It's not our rabbit, so
It's not, but it's so.
just a
Oh,
rabbit.
look, it's eating the plant thing. Hey, that's damaged property. Okay. No. So.
He's just.
Yeah, but anyway.
Anyway.
Okay, so this time I did actually do a review of the podcast that we did last time.
Right.
To make sure we remain in the hour span, and we're gonna try our best not to fuck up this time.
This time it should actually be a little
Yes.
easier too, because we also didn't have this like weird intermission moment where we were getting food because we were hungry.
Yep.
During the middle of it. Plus
Yep.
our camera was dying,
Yep.
so we had to plug it in to charge
And
for a
this
little
time
hot second.
I learned my mistakes for the past couple of weeks. This time, as you can see, I packed my shit, rolled it all up in here.
Oh, yeah.
I was so prepared this time. So
He was ready.
And we took care of our food
Came
business.
Ready, firing to go.
Oh yes, definitely. Like earlier, we actually had some Subway, and oh man, here's the thing: I was hungry. Then I became starving, and then I became hangry, and then when I ate, oh my God,
That was it.
I was like so full and so happy, and then I took a shot of that, and I went to sleep for like 20-something minutes.
He actually did. It was pretty funny. He had a meatball sub from
Subway.
Some Subway,
Yep.
and took a shot of that and took a hot little cat nap.
Dude, I was like feeling so great. That was like the greatest nap and like feeling ever.
The
'Cause
greatest
I was,
nap in history.
I'm telling you, I was really hungry. So when I ate and I was so full, my body appreciated me for a second. It was like, you actually do give a fuck about me. I'm like, yeah, I kind of do.
It's like, yeah, I kind of do.
And-
And you're giving me warm liquid? Thank you, sir.
He's like, man, no, hey, I got you something. What you get me? Put me to sleep. That's what it got me. But that's basically how my day went. And also, I got a dope ass shirt. But
Yeah, we both kind of got.
we're very well
some-
dressed today. He's
some
really
new-
well dressed. Me, I'm sexy as fuck. Like, go on my gram. Let me just like.
Go hit up that ground.
Because I'm gonna let you know, I'm actually link my Instagram in the freaking description because I'm looking sexy as fuck right now. I'm taking pictures with the great lighting, and
I have no choice in that matter.
yeah. So
So, yeah,
that's how life is.
I have no choice in that matter. If you link it or not, that's entirely up to you for me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm linking his too because he don't have a choice in this matter.
I really don't.
Yep. If I feel like it, I'm doing it.
Hey.
And now there's 2 crickets. All right. Anyway.
There's a lot of animals and there's a lot of wildlife.
Wait a
up
minute. Do
here.
rabbits eat crickets? Well, they eat property. That's what they.
They sure love plants.
Anyway.
But anyways,
Let's
we're
get
getting,
into
we're,
this subject.
That rabbit
Yeah.
and all this. Okay, so animes of recommendation that we have for this week for those of you that are either veterans inside of anime. This is going to be this guy, or for those who are just trying to check out anime. Me and this guy are going to help you out. The
Exactly.
whiskey is starting to hit me because I did like a double shot in my drink.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, in comparison. And like, yes, we're gonna make sure we're gonna keep these short. Last time we kind of did 2 shows each. This time we're gonna keep it down to 1, just because I think that's a little overwhelming giving them 4 shows.
Yeah, I know,
kinda
right?
Think about it, and then like, and also we talk a lot already.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're gonna have it's like 4 things we're talking about.
4 things that we're talking about.
So we're gonna try our best just to give 1 recommendation from each other, or from each of us. Each of us, yeah, that's
There
the
you
word.
go.
English is a hard language, and I've been
okay.
fucking up words all day today.
Yeah, once you finish
You
that
know.
drink, it's gonna get even
Then-
more of a
yeah,
hard language.
it's gonna be even more difficult. Vodka fucked up my language last time.
Dude, vodka fucked
Uh,
up my entire existence last
but,
time.
Yeah, so he's gonna give more of like for, I guess, newbies into the community for who wants to get into anime, and I'll be able to give the more veteran kind of look, because I watch a lot of anime in comparison
Yeah.
to him. And then when we get to manga, I'm gonna give noobish kind of things right there, because yeah, I do read a lot, but I don't read as much as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he lives in the website, in the app, in the like. If
I'm
there's a
telling you.
manga, like it's like you said last time. It's like I'm like,
I've
hey,
mostly read it.
I'm like, oh hey, you read that thing? Like, oh yeah, I already read it. It's like it just came out like 30 minutes ago. I'm like,
Finished it.
I'm like, hey, did you read this one? Like, yep, finished. I'm like, it didn't come out yet. Yeah, I read it.
I read it already. Done. What are you talking about?
So we're gonna just do that. So since we're starting off with the newbies here, if you may, talk
All
about
right.
the show you recommend.
So for the show that I was going to recommend for everybody, the show is called Desert Punk. Desert Punk?
Yes.
Yes, Desert Punk. I had to remember the name because it's actually a very good show, but
Underrated?
no, it's
Oh
not
my God.
underrated. It's
Oh
just
no, it's right here. It's closer now. It won't let me escape. Oh my God, it's so cute. Okay, sorry.
just stop looking at it. It'll see you looking hopped away. There you
I
go.
was trying to look at you, and then I just see ears. And I was just like,
You had me distracted.
okay, yes, Desert Punk.
Yes, Desert Punk. The rabbit is gone now. The oh man, the anime Desert Punk is basically about a mercenary who obviously collects his bounties by hunting people down throughout the deserts of the world. And the reason why I like this anime so much is because it has a lot of action in it. It does show you a good amount of what anime is really about. The silly incidences that happen, the perverted characters that go along through the way, the little slight bits of fan service, but it really is more focused around the story and the characters that drive that story. A little bit of a spoiler alert: the main character does die. So
Oh,
a little bit of a spoiler alert on that one, just because it's like I don't want people to I don't want to go. I don't want people to go into it with expectations of like it's going to be a very long anime. It's not very long. I'd say
How many
it's-
episodes?
Ooh man, Desert Punk I would say maybe has
24, 26?
I want to say 24 or 30, like somewhere in the 30s maybe.
Okay.
I want to say. Yeah, I want to say it's
Mhm.
it's not very long, but it
Okay.
is very good. The art style is pretty generic. It's pretty. When you if you were to compare it to to other animes of its time,
Mhm.
it's not like crazy unique.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I know, like, what year did it come out?
I'd say Desert Punk came out in about 2002.
Oh, that's the era where, like,
2004, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the early 2000s was kind of rough on the animation art style for like plenty of series
I wanna
at that
say.
time, especially around like especially if
maybe way
especially if
off.
Funimation got their hands on it. Like Funimation's dope, but I can't stand the art style that they go with some of the some of the like beloved series I've read. Like when I was for example, when I was reading Negima.
Oh yeah, no, it's
And
got we have 24 episodes.
Okay, 24.
Huh.
Like when I was reading Negima, like, and then when fucking Funimation got their hands on it, the art styles bother me that Funimation did in the animation. Where like then if you can actually look up like certain things from Negima that's like actual people from who wanted to make this anime awesome, like the certain scenes is actually really good. But Funimation just when they did it, it was just poorly executed. Like the fight scenes are awful in it.
Yeah, the anime is from 2004 to 2005.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, pretty early on.
Mhm.
So it's just
All right.
it's just not a whole lot of shadowing is
Yeah.
in it. You could definitely tell it's an older anime, but
Okay.
it's got a great story. It's got great character development, a lot of silly moments, and if you're really just trying to give anime a chance, just to try to
Something to ease your way
just
into.
to kind of ease your way into it, just to and then maybe even explore different horizons of anime. That's a good one to get into because it just kind of shows you what comedy in anime is like. It'll show you what action's like. It'll show you what in anime it's called ecchi is like,
Mhm.
which is basically just erotica. It'll show you what drama's like in anime, and drama in anime.
You'll learn.
You'll learn. You'll learn
You-
if you
you
watch
wanna
it.
especially
and if you already
ease-
know, if you already watch anime, then you know drama in anime is animated.
Like, let's just say that an anime, when it comes to drama, you want to definitely ease your way into it because sometimes it can be pretty hard
It
to
can
like
be.
understand and to also like and like I guess get your in
It can be
depth
pretty
with it.
harsh too.
Yeah, because the show I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be the opposite of the way you want to ease into drama.
Yeah.
So, all right, anything else you have to say about it? Like, if you were to give it a out of 10.
If I had to give Desert Punk a rating out of 10, I would give it actually a 8 out of 10. I do really love the show.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, though, is that the main character can get a little annoying. That's only because back for animes, and this is just the genre of the time, which they always played on the idea of a character being weak or weak looking, but then having a strength that works for them but would not work for anybody else. And so they're able to play off that.
It's like I have the ability to shoot quarters out of my hand. It's just like
It's-
that's useless as fuck, and then she's now shooting rocket.
It's like there's
quarters.
stuff like that, but it's like for Desert Punk, it's basically like the guy's just incredibly clever.
Okay,
He's just incredibly clever. He's a little bit smarter when it comes to
so he's strategic. He's very strategic.
yeah, he's very strategic. It's
Okay.
like it's like that's cool, but it's like in an apocalyptic world where people have all these different types of powers, being clever and lucky isn't exactly a skill.
Yeah.
But it is still a great story. It's got the ending's actually really good, even though
Okay.
the main character dies. It's like I'm pretty sure that it hasn't ended in the as a manga. I have to continue reading. I actually have to pick up on the manga because I have not done it, but I have seen updates for it. So
Okay.
I gotta check that out. But great storyline, good character development, hilarious moments. Even some of the battles get funny.
Okay, cool. That's dope.
Every time I look at you, it gets it right. He's like right inside my freaking field of vision.
I'm not looking.
Anyways, so that's for any of you people that want to try out anime. That's your first time. You want to just check out something that's just gives you a little of an idea. Desert Punk is what I would recommend. Now, for all you veterans out there that are looking for something new, something you haven't seen before, or
you most likely have seen it, but you know.
We're going to pass you off to Alex here.
All right, so the series I'm going to recommend for this week is Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, this series is almost the complete opposite of what he said, where, yeah, it gives you all the aspects of anime, but it's harder.
It's dramatic.
Yes.
It's a lot of drama.
It's a lot of drama and psychological, it's a psychological anime as well. Shut up. So it's a psychological... It's a psychological anime, so going in, immediately if it's a psychological anime, it's hard to recommend it to newer people because it requires you to just think. And sometimes when you're trying to ease into something, you don't want to do that thing because you're already trying to get used to the other shit of anime. So that's why I do not recommend it to new people. Funny thing is, even though I don't recommend it to new people, the first anime I've ever seen was Neon Genesis Evangelion. That was the first anime I've watched. And that's excluding stuff like, for example, like Pokemon and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Because, like...
I went a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Oh, well.
You're a champion.
We'll do it.
But,
we'll live. We'll survive.
When it comes to Neon Genesis, it has a really good... I think the drama is actually pretty good. At the same time, it is annoying, especially if you're older.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because you have to kind of give it leeway a little bit, just because you have to remember they're 14, 13, like 15-year-olds.
Yeah, they're all teenagers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Except for, isn't there one character that's like...
Yeah, no,
like
no.
20...
No, like...
He's like 20s or some shit?
No, every character is basically like actually older. It's just the children who command the Avas. They are but they're the main cast, basically.
Basically.
So, like, they're the main people we care about anyway. So, and they're all like 14, 15, 13... I'm 13. I was just saying 14, 15. And
13, 14.
So the things that they do have problems with, they are justified. It's just that it gets annoying, I guess I would say. But then again, it also has really great action. And I mean, it has actually pretty good action. If you like, the thing is, I'm not a huge fan of mecha anime anymore. Personally, I don't really care for them. I kind of get bored of them.
Honestly,
I used to like them a lot, but then again, I only got into Neon Genesis Evangelion because I liked Transformers.
Yeah,
and I was on that train, and then I was like, oh, another robot anime or a robot show, a cartoon. At the time, I was thinking, oh, another robot cartoon. I'll watch it, and then I was just like, yo, these art styles different, and then
it's definitely different.
And then I was just like, oh, I like robots and shit, so fuck it. And then it looked really cool to me. I was like, yo, this is why is this more fluid and cooler than like Transformers? Transformers is dope, even though that show is awful. The Transformers I saw, I think it was the 80s one. So it was
cartoon one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It's that you got that like Captain Planet fucking feeling.
Okay,
of
I'm gonna take a break to this about this real quick. Don't worry, I'm still sober enough where I know I'm gonna go back and find the Neon Genesis. I just need to make this real quick. Transformers, the 80s cartoon, is awful. I used to thought it was really good as a kid. I rewatched it a couple years ago. I think it was one day I was doing nothing, so I decided to binge watch some old cartoons, and then I saw Transformers. Like, yo, Transformers! I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Screw it! And I sat there and I watched the first season, and I was just like, what the fuck was I on? Like, what drugs was I on at the time to think this was amazing?
It was a kids show.
True.
It was a kids show through and through.
And then again, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s, man.
That's 80s was the time with He-Man and Thundercats.
He-Man,
Thundercats. Oh! But so yeah, awful show when I think back on it.
Oh no, Thundercats was amazing.
No. I'm talking about Transformers.
Oh no,
Thundercats was dope, and
Yeah.
He-Man was dope too.
He-Man
He-Man was
was dope, too.
ridiculous. I still know. I remember that. I forgot about that scene with the chain until Death Battle brought that up, and it's like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, just
And I was just like, I forgot about that scene until they brought it up, and I was like, wait a minute, yeah, hold up. But anyway, back to Neon Genesis. I do recommend it for the veteran viewer or those who are actually getting to become a veteran when it comes to anime or an otaku and such as that.
when you get your V card, when you become a weeaboo, and suddenly that pillow, that life-size pillow of your favorite character, doesn't seem so silly.
No, it still does, but we're okay with it. We don't care anymore.
No, it just doesn't. No, that's the thing.
Oh.
When it's,
It doesn't seem so
It
silly.
doesn't
as in-
seem
okay.
so silly.
I
Yeah.
get what you mean now. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. English is.
It doesn't seem so silly.
Oh.
It's like, you know what? That actually seems kind of worth it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I want to get a body pillow, but I just kept pushing it off.
Veteran.
I want to get one, but I keep pushing it off for other shit that's important. I have priorities still, but I really want one. I'm probably gonna get one at Anime Expo this year.
What character?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna see what they're selling.
Okay.
Actually, no, I might not get it from there.
You might
Because-
get a customized one.
No, it's not that. It's just the fact that body pillows at Anime Expo typically are like expensive because they're convenience. You know what I mean? They kind of jack up the prices there.
You know what they should do at Anime Expo?
Hmm?
They should convert everything to yen.
That's so fucking weebish, but at the same time, I agree. That's just like that'd be fucking funny. They're like, hey, you wanna talk about this culture? You gotta get with this culture for real.
For real.
Gotta fucking.
You gotta walk in. You gotta know.
We
what,
want to walk into a
200
venue.
yen equals.
We want to walk into a venue. You have to actually take off your shoes and shit.
Right. You actually walk to the building, take off your shoes, put on some special Anime Expo slippers.
Dude, that's how you gotta walk around.
I'm keeping those
You
slippers.
can't even flex on them.
How you doing, sir?
Howdy.
Good,
Podcast. How you doing? Yeet. All right, but
Yeet.
if I were to give, of course, a rating to Neon Genesis Evangelion, I would honestly give it I would actually give it like a 7 out of 10.
What's that?
The main reason is it leaves a lot of questions, and that's like it has terrible closure in comparison to the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ending makes no fucking sense in the anime. It makes no fucking sense. And then like everyone, like first like okay, if you start with just like the TV show, ending makes no fucking sense, and you're just like, what the fuck was the point of this episode?
None.
And then you go watch, like, I think they had like a movie where, and then you're like, and then everyone dies, and then you're just like, the fuck was the point of all this?
For everyone to die.
Yep, apparently. You have to read the manga to fucking understand that not everyone actually dies. Yes, I don't want to spoil the manga, even though it's been out for like, I don't know how many years, but the ending at least. The manga started out in 1996.
Oh, so yeah, then it's been out.
Actually, no. The anime started in 1996. Excuse me. The manga started in 1988, I think. Or did I get those? Or was I right?
I don't know.
Verify for me.
Let us verify.
Because it wouldn't surprise me if like the anime came out in 2000s this whole time and I got my dates all mixed up.
Evangelion.
Give me those facts. But
Big facts, my guy. Okay. The first episode was in 1995.
oh, 1995. Okay, it was a year off.
And the manga.
I feel like the manga was 1988. I might be wrong on that too. It looks to me like 89 or 7.
There's the anime. Where? Manga. That.
No, you actually hit
tells-
the manga for the definition and shit.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. That's not what I wanted. You son of a bitch.
But anyway, and I do find the main protagonist really annoying and overbearing. If you like, the reason why is because Shinji. Actually, I'm gonna say right now, he has a very valid reason on why he is the way he is. He has daddy issues. All right, simple as that. He has daddy issues. To put it simple.
This actually did a lot better than you think. The first manga was written in 1994.
1994?
1994. It only took a year for Neon Genesis
Holy shit!
to get its own
No,
anime
that
adaptation.
does make more sense now I think about it. Because that fucking show made no fucking sense at some point. And so I'm thinking they were kind of just drafting shit at that point.
They're just like, yeah,
Because,
yes.
all right,
Part of
and
the story now.
so, okay, so in
Don't
that
question
regard,
it.
7 out of 10, because it is a good psychological. It's just that it fails at the same time being psychological due to the fact that a lot of stuff they kind of skip over that's important, and that's the problem. They cut important shit out from the manga, and then it's like they traded some of the fan service, which is show doesn't do fan service that often. It doesn't, but there's sometimes there was like the random fan service, and I'm just like, okay, why was that here?
Just cause.
And then like I was just like, okay, whatever. And then like there's some big important thing that's missing. There's if you watch the anime, you're gonna feel like something's missing and something's not right.
Right.
And then when it ends with the last episode, you're just like, why the fuck did I watch this? You get like confused a little bit, like, what was the point of me watching this? It feels like you're not really missing out if you don't watch it.
Right.
Now, it's like, and also when I decided, I was actually thinking, okay, what did it better, the anime or the manga? The manga just completely overshadowed it completely. I watched the anime first, so I had that kind of bias where I'm like, oh, and it was my very first anime. And then like I'm just like, it popped that cherry. My last name, every that, and okay, but and it just completely shattered it. Like when I read the manga actually recently, and when I read it 2017. That's when I actually decided to read the manga.
2017.
I watched the anime when I was around like 6, so that was, what year was it? That was 2002.
My eye.
And then I finally decided to read it because I was just bored, and I was like, no, let me read the freaking manga for this series. I haven't seen the show in a long time. I'd rather read the manga because I haven't read it yet. At least I've seen the show, and I did, and they made a lot of changes. You can just base it off of freaking just reading the freaking manga, and you're like, wow, they took out this, they took out that. There's this difference, there's that difference, and you're just like, why did they change this? They should have did this, and you're just like
just too many variables that were left untouched.
Yeah, and then like they bring up something in the anime, and you're like, oh, so what is the point of that? And then they never answer it, and you're just like, it's like if a teacher asked you a question, or gave you a part of the question, didn't give you the other half of the question, and they gave you the answer, and you're just like, how the fuck did we? And then you're just like, how do we do this formula? How do we do?
Right, like how do wait? Okay, hold up. It's like, so class. 10% of 10 is 1. Okay, is there any questions? How did you figure that out? What is 10%? How did you get 1? Where is 1?
It's just like,
it's like,
all right, class up. That's all for today. Like, wait, you're like, oh no.
I need an explanation. Now, of course, that's a very easy mathematical equation, but if you're not well versed in math, if you don't know how much 10% actually is, you wouldn't know what 10% of 10 is.
Like, you bitch. Like,
so if someone doesn't explain how you figure out what 10% of 10 is, you'll never know. You'll just know, unless you just grill into your mind, okay, 10% of 10 is 1. 10% of 10 is 1, which is true. But now, what's 10% of 100? Well, you don't know. You just know 10% of 10 is 1.
Yeah.
You don't know what 10% is.
And then you know what 10% of 100 is obviously 10, but you don't know that.
You don't know that.
Like you do know, but you don't know.
It's like, you don't know.
And it's just like, it's just like,
Mix.
it has just a lot of a lot of changes that were unnecessary, and it like has terrible closure for the anime. I mean, it's a fun series to watch.
Yeah.
If you're I just recommend you read the manga first, and then watch the anime. So that means, one, you can spot the differences, call it out on his bullshit, tell Shinji to get in the damn robot, and then you can sit there and actually understand what's happening. Like I don't like how they do that. They'll bring up a problem, and you're like, oh shit, how are they gonna solve it? And then like next episode solved, but they didn't tell you how it got solved, and you're just like, what the fuck? And then you end up just forgetting about it because something else comes up and another problem. You're like, oh, what the?
I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna have to forget about that. We got this thing right over here.
Wait, what's this problem? And then now you're distracted because robots. So, whatever. So, yeah, watch it.
I recommend it.
Yeah. It reminds me of like, I actually did, and if you still don't know if you want to watch it or not, good thing, here's where I plug it in, because I actually made a video on 3 reasons to watch and 3 reasons not to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion. You can find it on my channel. Boom, that's how you plug it in there.
That's how you get that plug in there.
Uh-huh, gotta get that
self-plug-in.
Uh-huh, hashtag shameless.
Hashtag I'll watch my own videos.
Yep. How can I get all my views? Those 300 views on me.
All me, all my own accounts.
I made 300 accounts just so we can get. Oh, jeez, fuck that. That's
I made over 300 accounts and 300 emails just so I could get to that status of views.
It took some work.
There's only one character in history that I've known to do that, and that's Roger from American Dad.
Yeah. I forgot he did that.
For basically like an Airbnb, but yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Now we're on to manga subjects of recommendation, where I will be recommending a manga for those of you who tend to read manga like you're just going through the newspaper. You know, you just everyday thing.
I'm getting myself into that. I'm getting myself into that more. So hopefully I can catch up to your tier one day, senpai.
You know, just keep going through it. And this guy will let you know of any of a manga that he also has been enjoying, that it would be a little bit more for those who are just ready to...
Very casual.
You know, try to get into manga.
Get into it. So I'll start things off, actually, on this segment, because I am the noob when it comes to manga, and if we hook it up while I talk. And you know how I like it.
I know.
Yep. So, so the manga I'll be recommending for the newbies and all of that is Moso Telepathy. Now, this one is a very simple manga. The art style is actually very unique, if I may say so myself. And the funny thing is, okay, when you actually go try to read it, it's going to display itself to look like it has like over 600 chapters. It's going to look like that. But no, chapters are just one page.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it blew my fucking mind when I first saw it, because I was like, holy shit.
So it's just 600 pages?
Yeah. I almost blew my fucking mind, because I seriously, when I was actually looking for something to read, and I was like, oh, I would check out this. That seems kind of cute. Different art style than others. And I clicked on it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be here forever.
It's gonna be here for days.
I was thinking, like, dude, like, I was thinking, oh fuck, if they're even if they're like 15 to 20 pages each, I was like, oh, that's gonna take me a minute to catch up to. So I was actually feeling relieved when I found out it was just one page, because I was thinking, okay, that's my super casual series.
Right.
Because the good news is they upload in bulk.
Okay, that's good.
They don't do individual one each time.
Right.
Like, you know, they usually go like, they updated. Oh, 18 more pages. Awesome. That's basically just a typical chapter.
Yeah, just a typical chapter.
So I actually do recommend it. If, you know, it does have a different art style. It's a very acute art style. It's not like unique as in like, when you look at it, it's like very detailed and such. It's actually not like that. It's more like simplistic art style. Very different than the typical anime style that we're used to seeing.
Right.
I think the best way to actually describe it is Shin-chan.
Shin-chan?
Sort of like that, except not as blocky, more as round. Yeah.
I know, we saw the bunny.
It's
That's a baby?
That's a grown man. It's about to get a job.
It's the biggest breed of rabbit in the world.
It's 4 months old.
It's amazing.
10.3 pounds. They grow to at least 20 pounds.
Damn. No,
Oh, so he's halfway there.
yeah, he's a
Big
grown
and
man.
fluffy.
All right, y'all have a good one. Random people. But
With their
anyway.
Amazon rabbit.
Yeah, we thought it was like an adult.
Yeah, we thought this
Yeah.
was an adult bunny. Turns out this is a 4-month-old bunny that weighs 10 pounds.
It's big.
That's a human child.
Not an infant, human child.
That's a human
Yeah,
child.
this is a toddler.
That's a toddler crawling around that we just saw hopping around. Like,
It explains the steps too. We were like, damn.
I
man.
can feel this thing hopping.
But anyway, simplistic art style. Very, really
I mixed it
relaxed.
for you.
No, I just want to mix it more. I like the stir.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Since when do you like to stir?
oh, I got you really every time I have Long Island, I like to stir it
Got it.
because it soothes me. I like the way it spin. I like the spinning of it.
Now,
All right, but anyway, simplistic art style, very cute. It's actually real. I recommend it for the casual viewer because it's not like you have to rush to it. You can literally just hop on it, read one page, and that's it for one chapter. And then, yes. And then all you got to do is turn it. There's the next chapter. Read it. It's only like 600 pages. I say that like it's easy, but it is. It's not really. Even the panels aren't really complicated.
I would say if you really want to think about it, 600 pages is about 30 chapters.
Yeah, that's a
If
good way
you
to
were to
look at it.
break it down into normal manga
Yeah.
rules, not only rules, but most manga chapters are between about 15 and 25 pages.
Yeah, unless you pull a Noragami, that's just like, hey, let's
Yeah, unless you do
or
like a
the Shield
Noragami,
Hero, just
or the
like
Shield
let's,
Hero,
let's make this 40, bitch. I'm like,
where we have pages that'll be like 30 to 40.
yeah, but
Usually
usually smaller.
Usually
like,
most
ones
mangas
that are
you
growing.
just keep it between like about 15 and 20 pages.
Yeah. And for this one, it's it's not like you have to rush through it either. Like you're not gonna get lost. You can literally if you're somewhat confused what's happening, you can just read the chapter you were on previously. You'll get the gist of everything that's happened already.
Right.
And the panels art itself is actually really simple, where you can't get lost.
Okay, so
You
it's-
literally cannot get lost. If you get lost, you might be retarded. I think you should go see a doctor. I mean
you
that-
might want to get that checked out.
I don't mean that in a
'cause
mean
you
way.
might be broken.
I don't even mean that in a mean way. I mean that seriously. Like it's really simple to follow. Like you really can't get lost. And if you are, you just might be somewhat. You maybe skipped a chapter or something.
Ooh, I definitely made that a little heavy.
You can feel it hitting hard.
I can feel it, and it feels good.
He's there. I usually feel it in my brain whenever I get there.
I usually feel it in my feet.
Oh, is it your feet? Did they get? Oh, hello, wild Pokemon. Oh yeah, no, they came up. I just didn't. I thought.
I was like,
I didn't even see them walk over there. I forgot where they even went from the beginning.
I just found it funny. It's like, oh, hello, wild Pokemon. It's like, what?
Anyway.
All right, yeah. Anyway,
Yes. So I do, of course, recommend it. If I were to give it a scaling of 1 through, up to 10, a scale on 10, I would actually put it pretty up there for beginners. I would say I would actually give this a 9 out of 10.
okay.
I would actually give it a 9 out of 10 for beginners, very casual audience. The reason why is it has a very simple story. It's a simple romance. It's about a girl. Oh yeah, I didn't even give a breakdown what it's about. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a dick for that. If you guys want to know what it's actually about a girl who has the ability to read minds. And the thing is,
Is she able to read the mind of the guy that she likes and that he actually has perverted thoughts about her?
No, you're thinking about. Actually, you might be thinking. Actually, yes and no, because I know Kotaro-san does that too. I know Kotaro-san does the same thing, except it's a little bit different on what happens.
What happens?
Okay, so for this one, wait, you most likely read it.
That's what I'm like. I
yeah,
think
you-
I've read this one.
You most likely read it, and basically it's okay. So she can read minds of everyone ever, and the guy that sits in front of her always has dirty thoughts of her while having a stone cold face. Like he has no emotions on his face. And the
I've read
reason-
that one.
Exactly, and the reason why he likes her, because she didn't like him in the beginning. She just kind of was just like,
No, he's
a pervert.
He's a pervert. Yeah, he's a straight pervert.
But but the reason why he likes her is because one day he lost his he lost something to be able to enter for the school he wanted to get to. He lost it and he was looking for it, and I guess she found it, and she was like, oh hey, here you go, you looking for this? And he was just like, how do you know? And he was like, oh, how do you know it was me? The reason why is she's able to read minds. So
Right.
she heard his thoughts of him freaking out, but he has a stone cold face, and he can't show emotions for some reason because that's just his family. and,
okay.
And he was like, hey, how do you know I was looking for it? And she was like, oh, you looked really worried. So the reason why is he thinks it's really interesting the fact that she can tell when he is feeling really worried, even though no one else can tell
When
his emotions and all that.
right.
So he thinks that's really amazing of her. So that's where it comes down deep down from it. And then now he just basically has lewd thoughts of her in his head and shows a lot. He's really funny. You're gonna love Toda. He is a really funny character.
I'm actually have to give that one another chance because I tried reading it and I was like, this is just ridiculous.
It's actually pretty.
But I'm not the biggest romance guy. That's probably
Yeah,
why. I'm
true.
not the biggest romance.
I like my
reader.
romance because, like I said last time when we talked about, I'm a lonely person. So I gotta look at other people love each other.
I gotta see other humans love each other.
I gotta see other people love each other in order for
Oh,
me
you
to
have turn
feel
the fire
okay.
pit off.
So that's how my life is.
Life.
But I do recommend it. I give it a 9 out of 10 just because it's perfect for like newer people
Right.
and who want to understand. Like, I think I wouldn't say it's a solid romance, but I would say it's just very simplistic. And I like that simplicity of it, and it's very cute.
It's
I like
very
cute
cute.
shit. I like cute shit. He knows I like cute shit.
Cute shit.
Yeah. So all right, go
So
on.
if
Of
you
course.
cute, you know who to call.
Hey, I'm single as fuck, so I'm taking anything. I'm just kidding.
I'll take it all.
All right.
So,
yeah,
for
go right
those of you
ahead.
that have been enjoying manga for a good hot while, you all have probably definitely come across this manga. If some of you haven't, you live underneath a bridge
Ah, fuck. That's
and you lie to yourself.
Ah, fuck.
But the manga that I'm talking about is Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is a great manga. It's a great adventure manga about a guy that actually doesn't try to strive for the highest feats. More of he strives for total peace throughout villages and kingdoms. And the way by he does that is by fighting the one mob creature in any video game that we all just kind of see as whatever, goblins. Now, of course, for adventurers inside of mystical worlds and inside of a video game, inside of a story, these guys are obviously more trained and combative to fight stronger creatures than just goblins. But inside of Goblin Slayer, they really get into the idea that goblins are, they're weak individually. And if you get to a very high standing, you can even take on large groups. But they really pack a wallop when you have a whole army, a whole nest of goblins near a village of people that cannot defend themselves. While, adventures are off fighting a dragon that's basically doing nothing besides maybe terrorizing a few merchants on the road every now and then. Or some this is more of the prequel manga of it. It's still part of Goblin Slayer though, so I'll mention it. But there's a creature that they all fight that all these adventurers gathered up to battle inside of this cave. It's inside of a cave, so it's not even really harming people. It's just in a cave, and these adventurers went in, and they ended up getting killed by it. But they called it a rock eater, and it was basically like this giant earthworm that was literally made of rock that were eating these adventurers. And so they gathered up the whole party to take down this bug that was doing really nothing to anybody.
Yeah.
While meantime, a village is left alone to try to defend against an entire nest of goblins
Oh man.
coming to raid, kill all the men, kidnap and rape all the women, because that's what goblins do.
Yep.
If you look at any of the actual lore of goblins, goblins tend to capture females, rape them and impregnate them so that they continue their goblin bloodlines.
Hence the controversy that came with the first episode in the anime.
So
A lot of people did not like that. Let me just let you know.
I mean,
I don't care.
It sucks, but it's like that's what these creatures do. It's like ogres. Ogres and goblins love to kidnap and rape women.
That's why they're evil.
They do. It's kind of like their only way to really reproduce, because their species doesn't produce females really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Except that one.
there are some mangas and anime out there that do show that,
But it's
where
not
it's like
common.
there's a female goblin or a female ogre, but it's really not a common thing.
They're
It's
actually
more-
rare in that species.
Yeah, it's kind of like how lamias, which are like those half snakes, half human hybrids,
Yeah.
are usually females because they're mostly females. The idea of a lamia is that they go around and entrap men so that they can make their species bigger and then eventually kill off the men. So, and they just keep repeating that process. Anyways, monsters. That's what the different things are. You got your male monsters that need to capture women to reproduce with them to make more male monsters, and you got your female monsters that need to capture. Anyways, Goblin Slayer. So, all these adventures that could definitely help protect these villages from all these goblins. They're off going doing these bigger adventures, trying to make a name for themselves. Goblin Slayer is the only one. He does basically solo adventures.
Yeah, I'm about to say. It sounds like they're all there for like a status.
They all kind of are for a status,
except
but at
for
the same
Goblin
time,
Slayer.
they are there to help protect everyone. Now, let's say that rock eater inside the manga decided to actually leave the cave and then threaten a village. It would be a pretty big fucking threat. It took highly veteranized adventurers to take down this rock eater. It took a lot of people to actually finally kill this thing. So it's like if it did decide to leave the cave and start terrorizing the outside world, it definitely could.
Yeah.
And it would have been a big problem. However,
It's not a
at the
priority.
time, it really wasn't an issue. The only reason why it became an issue is because it was really accidentally discovered. And so that's kind of where that's why I really like the Goblin Slayer, because it's like it's that what if situation of, well, yeah, you go off and do all these adventures, but you don't really think, okay, well, what about all these mob creatures that you just leave behind?
True.
You know, obviously in a video game, you know that it's just an NPC, so really they're just gonna walk around in a field all goddamn day unless you decide to come over and kill them whenever you feel like killing them.
But in reality,
and if you were to
if you made it like a reality,
if you were to if you were to take it and go into that manga aspect, kind of let your imagination go off, where it's like, you know, I don't actually see what's going on. So maybe all those like all those goblins are now inside the town, just killing all the townsmen.
Yeah.
Taking all the loot, raping all the women, you know, kidnapping all the women. It's like, this is shit that you don't really think about. And you wouldn't really care about because, well, I got bigger shit to worry about. There's a fucking dragon I gotta slay in a dungeon and then he's clearing. So, those goblins can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
But that's where the Goblin Slayer comes in, like, no, I've seen the horrors of what these goblins can do. And that's the idea, is that he was a boy that saw his sister and whole town get attacked by goblins. And this is where the prequel basically comes in. They give you his backstory. And so he's a kid that saw his entire town get attacked by goblins. His sister was literally assaulted, raped, and then killed in front of him by goblins. And he was the sole surviving member of the entire village because his sister hit him. And so from that day on, he decided that he didn't want anybody else to suffer that fate. So he underwent training to better understand how goblins think, the different types of goblins that are out there, the different tricks that goblins will use, the way goblins try to hide.
He's a professional Goblin Slayer.
He's a professional Goblin Slayer, just like how you have someone who would be a Dragon Slayer
or a Vampire Slayer
that knows all the weaknesses of a dragon, or that knows all the weaknesses of a vampire. He knows all the weaknesses of a goblin. He knows really how to fight like a goblin, which is use everything. If it's a goblin, you can use anything and everything, and you should use anything and everything because they're gonna do the exact same thing. There's literally a part in the manga where he goes into a sewer because these goblins have taken over, basically.
All right, cool. All right, you may continue. Sorry for the cut. We ran out of space, actually. I just faded back in to where we were. So we're going to actually start wrapping up soon anyway, so not a big deal.
So yes, for all those out there that want to check out a very good veteranized manga, I would definitely recommend The Goblin Slayer. It's a great manga. It's really awesome. Honestly, if you're actually a new person reading too, it's not a bad place to go to. I mean, I will say that it is very gruesome. There are a lot of elements inside of it that are pretty dark, and if you're not really ready to see blood, gore, mutilation, rape, any of those kinds of things, do not check out Goblin Slayer yet. Work your way into those type of genres, just because you got to remember that a lot of anime and manga it's anime and manga. It's all fictional. It's drawn fiction. So this isn't happening. And Goblin Slayer is within a whole other world entirely. So you have to be able to separate your reality from its fantasy.
Yep.
Now, the rating I would give for Goblin Slayer overall would be, I'd give it also an 8 out of 10. It's a great art style, great characters, It's got a pretty interesting story. The only thing about it is you kind of do wish to see a little bit more within it. Like, it's awesome to see him, to see the Goblin Slayer do what he does, and to see kind of what, like, almost like what happens on the side of adventures. It's like, yeah, we're all gonna go fight this boss, yeah! And it's like, well, there's 5 towns that just got raided by goblins, and there are 15 women missing. It's like, what? So Goblin Slayer kind of, touches, he's the one that kind of goes around to make sure that doesn't happen. So it is cool to see that, but he has those skill sets when dealing with goblins that's like, it makes you kind of wonder, damn, what if he was there to fight this thing? But it's like, it may not be a goblin, but with the skill set that you have, you may have been able to help. But the idea for him is that he only fights goblins. If it's not goblins, he ain't doing it.
Okay. So it's probably like, even if he were to be in combat with that thing, he might actually not be that much of a good of an asset anyway.
Yeah, because he wouldn't be motivated. He wouldn't actually be really motivated to kill it.
Yeah, because he has that motivation from his sister.
Yeah.
And his whole village.
That hatred to really kill
the
fuck out of goblins.
And then also, with how much he's already studied on them and everything, like, most of the stuff he does know might not even work. Or be a great asset, like on a dragon or that worm.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Like, maybe he'll be pretty good, but, like, that's a huge maybe.
It's a huge
because,
maybe.
How much time he has for goblins in comparison.
Yeah.
Maybe they were like, oh, we're going to go over here and raid this, like, goblin thing. Maybe he'll be like, peek over a bit, but...
It's like goblins.
But...
Actually, there's one time where... I think there's one time in the manga where that did happen. They do kind of throw comedy every now and then. I will say this, too. That's a very interesting thing about the manga is that you never actually see the main character's face.
Oh, yeah. You don't. I just actually read a few panels.
You never see the main character's face.
He's always wearing his armor.
He's always wearing his helmet. Even in the prequel, you never see his face.
Wait, really?
Even in the prequel, they don't show you his face. They show you how he became the Goblin Slayer, but they don't show you his face.
I already like it a little bit more. I do need to check it out. I want to pick it up now. I'm actually excited.
There's really no face for him, so it's very interesting.
All right, that's awesome. All right, cool. We actually were able to manage to keep in time with everything. And we have actually enough time to start actually talking about random shit.
Some more random shit.
Yes. Actually, speaking of which, we're gonna do this real briefly. We actually just saw the second.
Oh, that's so strong.
Oh, yep.
I poured that so heavy-handed.
Yeah, I know. Good luck. Don't die. But
thanks,
we actually
friend.
saw.
This is my friend. He watches out for me.
I did feed him earlier.
He did feed me earlier. He's a good guy.
Yep. I try sometimes.
Sometimes. He tries. He does well.
Yes. But we actually just saw
work.
the second episode of The Shield Hero.
Yes, we did.
And I saw it actually Wednesday.
I just watched it today.
Yeah, he just watched it literally a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Right while I was taking my nap.
Yeah. Right when this guy had a sandwich and a shot of this.
Went to sleep and
Went
it was
to
on.
sleep.
I woke up right when it was over.
Yeah,
basically.
he woke up like right when it ended, basically. Well, a little bit after it ended.
Yeah. So it was I actually thought it was a good episode. It was a very simple one. It actually it was setting up the band, like how Raphtalia is gonna deal with the Shield Hero,
Right.
Naofumi, and how they're gonna move.
Naofumi.
Yeah, Iwatani, and basically see how they're going to coerce. Well, they didn't really get too in depth with it yet because this is while she was still a child
Right.
form at least. Which they'll get into later. And actually, I've been seeing more positive articles on it now. I did see a positive article actually saying that people already love Raphtalia. They already love her.
That tail wag got you guys.
Yep, they saw the tail wag of when she saw kids playing with the ball, and he asked, "Did you want one?" And she was like, "No." And the tail wag, everyone just fell in love with her immediately. So I'm glad that there's now a positive thing going out there because, as we were saying, it was most likely false outrage. I think it was one of those things. It was one of those things where people thought they felt like they should be upset more than actually being upset.
I'm still kind of a little salty over all the people that threw a lot of salt in my goddamn anime. That's a damn good anime, you sons of bitches.
Like, I would say, I can't even say, don't even say a show is really bad just off the first episode.
Not the first episode.
It doesn't make, because I think it's illogical to do that. It was like when you're sitting there like, oh, this show sucks. I'm like, it's the first episode. Like, you have Give it at least give yourself like a couple episodes. I wait till a couple episodes before I say it's a bad show or a good show. I already know I'm gonna like it regardless because I read the manga.
True.
Excuse me. I'm gonna try my
Nice.
best not to be biased as I'm gonna make sure I pay attention to the anime
Yeah.
and actually criticize it for when it does kind of fuck up.
Yeah.
And I don't mean fuck up as in like, oh, they didn't add this scene right here because, but I mean more of like if it seemed like they added something that was completely unnecessary.
A lot of times that happens.
Yeah, and I mean when I mean add something that's completely unnecessary, like for example, like I know this didn't even happen in the manga. Let's say like now Fumi like walks in Raptalia changing or something.
Yeah.
Like that never even happens ever.
That doesn't happen. There's
So-
not a lot of like a fan service or anything like that.
So
going
actually,
on.
they don't have any fan service now. I think about it.
I don't think so.
The
They
most
have
fan
really
service you get is like Mine or Mine. No,
Mine,
Mine.
whatever the
It's
frickin-
when she's acting sort of like flirty, but like that's not even really fan service. More just her just using her feminine,
Dog son.
you know, wiles and shit. Dog. I see.
You see what I did there?
You guys don't get it.
You
yet.
guys don't get
Unless
it.
you read the manga.
Once
but-
you got it in the manga, then you get it. But if you haven't read the manga, dog son.
But definitely, I am gonna make sure I criticize it properly. I have to pay attention to it. I have to. You'll understand why later, folks. But
Boys and girls.
yeah, but it's definitely a series which I'm actually enjoying so far. But then that's my bias, of course, already kicking in.
I
where
mean, yeah.
I read the manga and I really enjoyed the manga.
For those of you that have actually read the Shield Hero manga, all of us already know how amped we've been to
Yeah.
actually see an anime adaptation for
Mhm.
this. And I won't lie, actually seeing Raptilia in live action,
And
to actually
emotion.
see all the emotions
And
they
her
put in,
voice, oh
it's
my
like,
God.
it makes. I almost cried as watching watching the second episode. I literally almost
Like
started shedding
her
tears.
voice is actually so good.
It's
Like whoever her, I need to look up who her voice actress is because she is just wonderful.
It's like they really put you in a.
I'm gonna wait till the next episode when
mood.
she, gets into the adult form, and then I'm gonna look up the voice actress they chose, and I
Oh.
hope they nail her really well. Nail her, but I hope they.
You wanna.
Yeah, I hope they did a great job with whoever they get for her. I do. I'm expecting something.
We're
Very nice.
expecting some good stuff.
Yes.
Some good things.
I can't wait to hear the dub for it because it has already been announced a while ago that this show is going to get a dub.
You know what character I really can't wait to hear? Fido.
I
No,
already-
you do not know who Fido is. Some of you know who Fido is. Some of you do not know who Fido is. I'm not gonna tell you who Fido is because it's probably gonna come up maybe within the next 2 episodes. That'll probably
I'm
come
feeling
out.
like she's gonna come around like episode like
4 or 5. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So within the next
4
two
or 5.
within like the next 2 or 3 episodes, Fido's gonna come around, and I will say, if you think Raftalia,
Raftalia.
it's like it's like a weird, it's like
Yeah,
it's
it
like
has,
a
like-
paw. It's
yeah.
like Raftalia. So for those of you that like Raftalia, you're gonna fucking love Fido.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love her. Like
You're gonna
first,
love. You thought the tail wiggle was cute. You don't even know cute yet.
like the thing is, like with Firo first, I was like thinking like, oh, I hope she's like not that annoying little sister character. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the overbearing little sister. She's not that at all. It's gonna give you that vibe for like maybe like a few minutes, but she's not like that.
She's
at
not like
all.
that. She's like that little sister that you didn't think was gonna be a prodigy sister, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
And then more than anything, she's going to actually be. She's actually important.
She's actually very fucking important.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell you why.
Surprisingly important. Yeah, you'll
you'll
see
understand.
it. You'll all see it, or if you want to, you'll go off and read it.
Yeah, like seriously, you're gonna love her. Like she's not like an annoying little sister character. She's more of like a daughter character.
I won't lie, I don't care much for the 2 other slaves that he got so far, but
I'm not feeling
that
like
just kind of
like-
seemed like on a whim type deal.
No, the first one, like the first slave, like that we already knew he was gonna have. I was like, okay, she makes sense.
Yeah.
But then the next one, I wouldn't mind him. It's just I felt like they were just like, oh, remember this character? Yeah, y'all gonna have him for the rest of the series now. I'm like, oh, you wanna fucking make this a little bit more natural? It felt like they just added him just to add him.
It kind of felt like that for both of them, really.
Like with her, like
Because for her, it's like she was already part of a party. It's just that she wasn't really realizing that she was useful,
she didn't know, and
and
she
that
has
they were
too many
treating her
doubts.
like she was not useful. So it's like, I don't you still don't understand why Naofumi
Yeah.
gave her the treatment that he did, but at the same time, it's like,
Well,
I guess because
I know why.
on the inside, he is still a good guy, so he doesn't want to help people, but he can't trust people, so he ended up making her
A
his slave, but it's...
No, I understand. Actually, no, I do understand why he treated her the way she. I know why.
my phone vibrating?
I know why he treated her the way he did. The main reason is because she's seen as useless, basically, right?
Yeah.
Now that's how exactly he was treated when he first got into this world.
Shit, my mom texted me. Hang on.
Oh yeah, hey, mom's priority. So when it comes to the reason why he invited her is because she was seen as useless by the other members of the party she was in, and with the bow hero, Itsuki. Is that his name? Itsuki?
Oh yeah, it is Itsuki.
Yeah. So he saw her as useless. Everyone else saw her as useless. The thing is, she's actually not. She just doesn't know. She doesn't know what she's good at. And she's really modest, or she underestimates herself also. But yeah, since everyone sees her as useless, he saw that in, same thing as when he first came in there. He's the shield hero. Everyone's like, oh, you guys, your shields are useless around here because
all you can do is defend. What use is that? It's like, well, I could block bullets from killing you, but I could let you die.
So it's one of those things. That's why he was nicer to her.
Yeah.
In that regard, just because he was just like
he kind of saw him in her, but
Yeah.
it's like it still is one of those things where it's like they kind of just literally slapped 2 more slaves
yeah.
onto his entourage just to slap 2 more slaves.
I would have
onto
been
his
cool if they
entourage.
added her, and then maybe like they with the boy they should have. I think they should have did something different with it, because hers it felt like there was kind of like you knew like he was gonna get a new party member soon, because they were like, yeah, we need some more people. And then that means, they're going to get a new person
They're gonna get a new character.
fucking quick.
I don't know who that character's gonna be, but it's gonna get a new character. Turns out it's a character that they mentioned like 20 chapters ago.
Yeah, it was, and then and it was like,
and never mentioned again. Like literally 20 chapters ago.
yeah.
They
you
gave
always,
like one backstory of like Raptilia
Yep.
being inside her torturous master's mansion.
Yep.
And then the other boy that she was with. That's basically the
And-
story that we got. And then it's like you go on with their adventures, and it's like, oh look, this boy's back.
I didn't like, I think they should have, like, I'm okay with them coming back. I think they should have did it more natural.
That's what I'm saying. It could have been a smoother
At least
transition.
with the girl, like she was mentioned before, and then you do see her occasionally, but not doing anything. And it would have been cool if like they should have implemented more that Itsuki did not like her, or didn't find her useful. I think they should have implemented that a lot more earlier on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they should have been like, oh, you make her the pack mule, build up that tension of, he's kind of a dick to her, and a little bit more than a few chapters, because they use literally just like maybe 2 chapters of like them just pretty much trashing on her,
Pretty much.
and it was just like, and she's been around for a while, so it's just like they could have like made it like they could have built it a little bit better for her. But as far as I know, for the boy, like he had like maybe like a few panels, and then we don't see him for like ever.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, yep, he's with them now, and I'm just like, okay, I guess he's with them now.
It's just the thing.
And
So-
I don't really dig his character yet.
I don't either. Honestly, he's kind of like who's the one his new sword from Noragami.
Oh, you mean his new one?
Yeah.
The
guy, the male
I know,
guy.
Kazuma.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's just an annoying little shit
And
who really doesn't understand just how to appreciate.
oh wait, no, not Kazuma. No, Kazuma's actually pretty cool.
Not Kazuma.
No, you mean talking about his first, like his actual first, like
yeah, he's actually first
kind of
like,
cool, kind
new
of
sword.
like sword. Okay, you're thinking about Yukine.
Yukine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how the boy slave inside of Shield
Mhm.
Heroes is. He's just kind of this annoying little shit that
Like I know he's gonna become likable later.
he will
It's
become
just
likable
that-
later, but it's just
I would think it would have been better if they just had a better natural feeling to bring him with them. Like maybe let's say like Raftalia, for example, gets hurt or something, and he shows up to like or maybe
To-
like, make it natural where they go see him, and then
they like,
maybe someone attacks, and he's just like, and Raftalia is down for some reason. He's like, let me help you.
they just kind of brought him in. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like maybe like after helping him and whatever, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna be going. It would have been like, he's like, wait, let me come with you, and then Raftalia could have her like, no, and then he's like, Do you want to come? And then it would have been like a more natural, you know, there's some bonding between him and the boy already because, you know, they had like some alone time to actually go fight together. They should have did it like that.
Yeah, if anything, it almost made me feel bad for him just because it's like, so.
Because I want to like him. I do.
It's like, well, that's not even that. It's just like, just even his whole story. It's like, so yeah, he basically spent his entire life as a slave.
Yep.
Finally got freed once Nafumi ended the fucking torturer guy.
Yep.
And then had to go right back to being a slave.
Well, I mean, at least he's, you know, not
Just so he could be reunited with his childhood friend. It's like, that's sad as fuck.
Well, I mean, at least it was Nafumi.
At least it was Nafumi, yeah. But it's
If
like,
it was an actual fucked up guy, then, you know.
yeah, it was a fucked up guy. It sucked, but it's just like, I understand where his emotions come from. It's like, that would definitely suck, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you gotta appreciate the fact that the guy who is taking you in is the guy that saved your best friend.
Funny thing is, I like Raftalia's approach to the whole slavery thing in the manga because, like, she was freed and she was sad about being freed, and then she sat there and made herself a slave again. Even though he was like, you know, you don't have to do it. And she's like, no, I want to. And then I was like, kink?
It's like, is this a little sexual tension I'm seeing right now?
Why am I turned on right now? I'm like, so it's one of those things. I want to like him, but I don't like the way they did it for him. And
Yeah.
It's making me not like him a little bit. Even his character's kind of like the typical, oh, I don't have to listen to you. And I'm like, yeah, you do. I'm like,
yeah,
you kind of do now. Not only is he, you know, your master, but you want to join him on this adventure and protect Raftalia. You gotta get your shit together. He's gonna be a handsome fucking boy. I'm saying it right now. He's already kind of dapper right now, but when he gets his adult form after they train him up finally, he's gonna be a fucking badass.
I gotta help my mama out real quick.
Oh yeah, just make sure to. Actually, we can wrap things up in a little bit. Wait, she's here right now, huh?
Yeah, she's here right now. She's
Oh.
downstairs. I just gotta
Okay.
help her up real quick.
Let me see. Which one's yours?
So, I guys have got a quick little errand run, so I probably will not be here to wrap up this video.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up right
But
now.
I've already taken my last drink
Yep.
for the toast for today. Thank you for watching the Nomikai podcast. My name is Quincy. I'm gonna let my good buddy here, Alex, finish up and let you guys continue to talk about
Yep, I'm about to just end it up right
all
here.
the various
Give me some.
the last various details of. I think I unplugged myself already.
No, I did that to you for you.
Okay, so yeah.
All right, yeah, I got it.
So do you take over, sir?
Yep.
I'll be right back.
All right, so just like that, we were able to actually keep in line with our schedule. Yay! This is maybe only an hour and 8 minutes. So we're good.
I'll be back.
We actually kept our promise. So, of course, you know, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, the podcast, Etika. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, cookies and milk. And it was just phenomenal. I'm actually not completely wasted. I did take it easy because I'm not a huge whiskey drinker, honestly. Definitely gonna finish this cup before I end it off, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. Please join me again next week. It will be back up on Saturday again. We're gonna keep up with the Saturday uploads for the Nomikai podcast. Just had to switch it up a bit for this one in particular, simply because, of course, Quincy had his job and whatnot, so I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, we're still doing it. Like, I'm not doing all that. So we're going back on Saturdays, Savage Sundays, being back on Sundays for sure, and all of that. And I hope you guys, you know, thank you for watching if you did. I highly appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Peace. This one's to you guys.